PGA tournament in Suffolk.
For 25 years, if you heard the crack of a bat or a touchdown, you'd find Stan Garfin. He dominated the Tidewater sports scene. He made headlines along with the sports figures he covered, and his competitors became his friends. Just ask Brad Face, former 13 News sports director, who admired his competitor at Channel 3.
I grew up watching Stan Garfin. First met him when I was in high school. A kid so interested in being in TV, I spent the entire day in the Channel 3 newsroom. Watched the show go live from the booth. Ed Hughes on news, Andy Roberts weather, and of course Stan Garfin, the top sportscaster in the market. A half a dozen years later, I was a competitor, but actually there was such a camaraderie back then. It was great to work with Stan. I look back on those years with nothing but most fantastic memories.
In a business where you were judged by the clock, his former News 3 co-worker Glenn Corey admired his ability to ad-lib down to the second.
Stan Garfin was the master of time. He could shorten his sports report if time were tight, or stretch it if there were time to fill. And all along, he made it seem as natural as if he had planned it all the while.
Stan was good at sports, and he was great with people. Joel Rubin was sports director at Channel 10 for a short time when they met. But in the 70s, they later became neighbors and close friends.
Stan was quite a character. He was a great schmoozer. He knew everybody, a great salesman, which is what he did for the coupon magazine that Marilyn and he did. Stan loved sports from the day he got here in this market from Iowa until, I'm sure, the day he died. He was well known and well liked by so many people in this community because of his knowledge of sports. And I must tell you, Stan and I look a little bit alike. And maybe for that reason, and we both did sports, I was called Stan by so many people for so many years. And I took that as a great sign of respect. Stan and I became good friends, and I still remain friends with Marilyn. I intend to be at Stan's funeral on Thursday and say a few words in honor of Stan, because he was a legend in this community and a great friend to a whole lot of people.
Yes, Stan was loved by a whole lot of people, but those who mattered most are his beloved family, those who embraced him throughout the years after he left TV, the family who gave him as much joy as a touchdown or a home run.
If you are baseball fans, keep your eye on the ball. Good night.